guys, welcome back. I'm Tanae and this is Beyond Beauty. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, it's funny because on Twitter I only have like 17 followers, but if you are one of those 17 followers following me on there, then you know that this video is a refilming of a video that I uploaded last Thursday, which would have been September 3rd. You should be seeing this September 8th. Tuesday the following week. The reason why I went ahead and refilmed that video is because I didn't notice until the video was actually uploaded and live to my account that the lighting was really off. It was extremely harsh. It was extremely yellow and warm. And when I pulled in to do a closer look of my eyes when I was doing my eye makeup, the lighting was so harsh that every single crack, crevice, scar, enlarged pore looks so much worse than it actually is. Like, my skin just did not look good at all in that video. And I just wasn't happy with it. So I decided to take it down and refilm it. So that's what we're doing now. Hopefully the lighting looks better and softer and everything in this video, but we will have to see. In this video, we're going to be using makeup from some of my favorite drag queens, KimChi Chic. And then this is in collaboration with Naomi. This is the eyeshadow palette. And then Trixie Mattel and her lipstick. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to recreating the look that I said that I did in the first original video. As mentioned in the opener, I have my brow pencil already done and I have my primer already done. The brow pencil I use is this one. This is from LA Colors. That's the eyeliner and brow pencil. I paid like $1 for this and this is amazing. As I mentioned in the opener, I wanted to make sure that I used as many of, if not all the same products I used in the original video so that it would basically be the same. The primer I use is the AOA Studio Clean Slate Primer. This one helps to extend your makeup wear. I don't know if it did much for like mattifying, but it did extend my makeup wear. The only thing I added was the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I wanted a little bit more blurring in this area. This one extends wear, but it doesn't do much for blurring. This one does a really good job for filling in pores and for blurring the skin. So that's why I went ahead and I added it to this routine. I'm going to use my Becca Under Eye Corrector just to help correct some of the dark areas, and then I'm going to conceal with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Use my fingers to just add the corrector under the eyes. I really like this concealer. You know what I just realized I did? I did my makeup backwards. I did my under eye corrector and concealer before I did the foundation. I am already backwards. So we're going to go ahead and blend this in. And then we're going to take the AOA Studio BB Cream. This is what I used in the first video. And we're going to blend it all over as our foundation. A BB cream is somewhere between a tinted moisturizer and a foundation. And I really enjoyed the coverage that I got from this one. It was a really good skin tone match. And even though it's kind of light to medium coverage, it did give me a really good amount of coverage that didn't look like heavy and weighted on the skin. It was very, very natural and skin-like. I'm going to set my face with this Colourpop No Filter setting powder. This one is in Banana. I'm filming at a different angle today. You know, as I mentioned in a couple of my other videos, I'm trying a new lighting setup where I have the bedroom light on and I have like white lights in there and the cover off to try to make it less yellow looking. The one thing I noticed when I was sitting like flat against the other wall is that there was a huge shadow like behind me like this, and it was kind of adding like harsh angles to my face as well. So I thought maybe if I sat in a completely different angle that it would help. I still have some shadows back here from the shelves, but that really harsh shadow that was behind me and angling off my face, I'm not seeing as much now, but we'll see. We're just playing around with different setups to try to get the best one that I can possibly get. I went on ahead and added a little bit of bronzer from my Ulta Black Widow palette. The shade is called Mission. I was looking just a little bit too light and I needed to kind of warm things up a little bit, and I think that helped. Now for some blush and highlighter before we move into the actual eye look. In the first video, I used these two products from AOA, the Halo highlighter in Sunstone and the Lumi blush in So Close. The only thing that I'm going to do differently is instead of using this blush, I'm going to use this one. This is also from AOA. This is the Perfect Studio blush in Kindle. This one has kind of a reddish hue to it. This one is a matte blush where this one is kind of luminescent. This one, it's a beautiful blush, but it just left a little more luminescence and glow than I was originally wanting. So I'm going to put this one on and then use the same highlighter. Now, the thing about this blush, it is extremely pigmented. So you don't want to like go in like really heavy handed. You want to kind of take it lightly on the skin and then blend it up. It is just such a beautiful red toned blush. I only have, I think, this one and maybe one other blush right now that are red tone. I did get this new red tone blush from CoverGirl that I haven't had a chance to use yet. Hopefully I can pull that out in a future video. I love the fact that this highlighter actually looks like stone with like the little flecks of gold in it. That is just a really beautiful touch. I have a little bit on my Milani brush. Hopefully I didn't put too much. I'm just going to lightly tap it onto the high bones or high parts of my face, nose, Cupid's bow. Take the other side and blend it. That is such a pretty glow. I really love the AOA blushes and highlighters. These are from Shop Miss A. These are all $1 and they are such a beautiful formula. Now to move on to our eye look, we're going to be using the KimChi Chic x Naomi Smalls 2 Queens in 1 Desert vegan friendly eyeshadow palette. These are eyeshadows, and I think there's also pressed pigments in here too. There's also metallics and some other finishes. Absolutely gorgeous palette. It's cruelty free, it's gluten free, all that good stuff. This is a little card that came with the eyeshadow palette. This is Naomi Smalls here, and this is KimChi Chic. I will be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Naomi. I will drop her YouTube channel down there below in the description box in case you want to check it out so you can learn more about her, but I am more familiar with KimChi. KimChi is a Korean drag queen, and if you don't know, KimChi is a Korean side dish, so her name is kind of a play on that. But this is just a really beautiful card, and I really like this photo shoot. The back of the card says 2 Queens in 1 Desert, KimChi Chic x Naomi Smalls limited edition. So I don't know if that means this is going to be restocked. When I checked, it's currently sold out, but it doesn't say that it's not coming back in stock. So my guess is that it's going to be restocked maybe once or twice, and then it won't come back again. The wait is finally over. I present to you the fruit of Naomi and my labor, the 2 Queens in 1 Desert collection. We're giving you an electric eyeshadow palette, 2 liquid glitter eyeshadows, and a gorgeous blush and highlight palette. Just like Naomi is my ride or die, these colors and pigments will get you hooked for life. KimChi. You can never go wrong with Naomi. Funny because in the beginning I didn't really catch that was Naomi and KimChi combined. Yes, I'm very slow. This collection is built on years of love, laughs, friendship, and glamour. We hope it brings you as much joy as it did for us while creating it. It really is a beautiful palette. I pre-filmed swatches. We're using the same swatches that I did for the first video. That part didn't really need to be refilmed, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that into the video now, and then we'll come back and we'll get to putting together this beautiful eye look. So the way that they have this palette set up is instead of it going this way, it actually goes this way. And you have 2 columns for each one of them. So these 2 columns right here, these are KimChi, and these columns are Naomi. The first swatches we're going to see are from the Naomi side. So these are the swatches for the Naomi side. You'll notice that there are like a lot of neutrals and peaches and a little bit of oranges in here. You got a couple of pops of blue. There's some greens. The metallics and the shimmers swatched so nicely. They're just so creamy and so buttery. Now let's go ahead and look at the shades from the KimChi side. These are the shades from the KimChi side. You'll notice that these are a little more vibrant, a little more pigmented. There's a little more color going on. These 4 mattes right here swatch so well, so pigmented. These 3 shimmers right here, so wet and shiny and metallic. The formula is absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and put together our eye look. I'm going to prime my eyelids with this Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. This is from Elizabeth Mott. I've never heard of Elizabeth Mott. This came out of one of my BoxyCharm boxes. I think it came out of the last one, and I used this in my testing makeup from my beauty boxes. This one feels a lot like the Milani eyeshadow primer, and it did work really well underneath my eyeshadow. I used that Pure Festival palette in that video. I'm going to let this dry down. It has to set down for about 30 seconds to dry and set, and then I'm going to take this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer and I'm going to put a little bit of that on my eyes. This is a lighter concealer, and I'm wanting kind of a lighter base on my eyelids before I put down the shadow so that it'll really pop. But I'm also going to take a little bit of Scotch tape and put that on the side so I have more of a defined wing and angle on the outside of my eyes. Eyelids are primed, concealer down, got the tape set up on the sides here, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to combine Mariposa and I'm Not Yoking B. I think we know what the B stands for. We're going to go ahead and combine these two. When I did the first video, I used this one, but it just wasn't as pigmented as I wanted it to be. I ended up having to kind of mix the two, so I thought, go ahead and start doing that. And I'm hoping that laying down the eyeshadow base and the concealer over it will kind of help give me the base that I'm wanting for that pigment. Yellows are very hard to formulate. To try to get a yellow that just pops on the eyelids, it's difficult. And usually you have to lay down a white base first. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Like I said, I'm just kind of going back and forth between these two. Using that I'm Not Yoking B shade and mixing it with the Mariposa is giving me the exact kind of yellow that I was going for. I kind of had a difficult time when I did the first video only because I wasn't getting that pigment, but it wasn't the shadow's fault. I'm still learning how to work with some shades, but okay, so far we're getting a much better result in this video already than we were getting in the first one. But we're just blending that all the way out into the tape. I love using the tape because you can just be messy on the outsides, and when you take the tape off, everything is like blended and smooth. You don't have to like worry about it, about the shadow just kind of going every which way. It's right exactly where you're wanting it to be. Now we're going to go into this shade. It's either called Mojane or Mohane. I am not sure, but it's this beautiful lime green shade. This shade was so pigmented and went on so well. I noticed that the greens in general in the palette just blended with ease. When I was first doing this look, I felt like I was looking like a mojito, kind of getting that summer vibes. I guess, we're doing our last bit of summer here before fall really kicks in. So why not do one more colorful summer look before we start moving into those beautiful fall leaf colors. I'm just really packing it on and then blending it out. I just want this to be a very bright and colorful look. It's weird because I don't know if it's the lighting, but it feels like the left eye is looking more pigment than the right. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Now we're going to go into this Yucca shade and I'm going to lay that on the outer corners. This one is kind of a bluish green kind of a shade, more green than blue, but there's definitely some blue mixed into that. But I'm just going to kind of use that as just the shade to deepen the outer corner, just this little area right here. And then we're going to get ready to lay down that shimmer, taking a little bit more of that Mojane shade on the top. Kind of lost that a little bit. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and we're going to go into Cactus and we're going to lay that all over the eyelid. Oh my God, this particular shimmer was so beautiful. So wet, so shiny, so metallic. I did not have to lay down a glitter base or glitter glue. I didn't have to wet the brush first. Sometimes depending on the type of shimmer metallic that you're using, and especially if it has like a little bit more glitter or shimmer to it, you might have to lay down a glitter base first before you put it on so that it will stay on your eyelids. Sometimes, there can be fallout and stuff, but this one, oh my God, so smooth, so buttery, so pigmented. It goes right where I want it to. It sticks in place. I don't need to add anything to it. It is just a beautiful, gorgeous, shiny metallic shimmer. I'm going to take just a little bit more of this Mojane shade and just kind of blend in here. So that way, that shiny metallic, that glorious, lemony, gorgeous shade just kind of blends into our matte. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of Mariposa and I'm Not Yoking, and I'm going to go ahead with this e.l.f. fluffy blending brush, just kind of blend the tops just a little bit. All right, I'm going to take off the tape. I'm going to touch up the sides here a little bit with some more foundation and powder. Come back, we're going to put a little bit of color underneath the eyelids and then do our eyeliner. I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I'm going to take a flat angled brush and I'm going to lay a little bit of powder right here where I want to lay down some shadow. I do not set my under eyes with powder. You guys know this because if I do, I end up with a whole lot of creasing and wrinkles and it's just not a pretty look. But the downside to that is sometimes when I go to blend a shadow, a matte shadow underneath my eyes, a powder shadow, it doesn't blend as well because there is no powder there for it to blend over. So I thought, what the heck? Give it a try, see what happens. I'm going to do something just a little bit different than I did in the video, and I'm going to take some pink and put it underneath my eyes. So I'm going to take Beaver Tail with this little pointed pencil brush. I love this brush because it has a nice little tip on it. This came from Five Below. When I did the first video, I used green underneath the eyes. But I don't know, I'm feeling pink. I like that. I think that was a good choice. And this little bitty tip on this pencil, it really helps to get it right where you want it. I think I'm going to take this pink And I'm going to bring it out here just a little bit. What do you guys think? Something a little more graphic. Yeah. Nothing wrong with trying something new. All right, now we're going to line our eyelids. I'm going to use my Urban Decay Perversion liner. This is the one that I used in the first video. It's a nice black smooth liner. I think I want to do a bit of a wing on the outside corner, just a little bit. Doing a wing takes practice. I have been doing this for a while and I will still mess it up. But the key to doing winged eyeliner when you have hooded eyelids like me and when you have limited eye space is that you need to do it with your eyes open. Because if you do it with your eyes closed, then when you open your eyes, that liner is not going to be where you wanted it to be. I think I want to tight line a little bit today, so I'm going to go into Suit Yourself, which is this black shade, and I'm taking this flat brush, and all I'm going to do is look up, and I'm going to push this right here into my lash line, and that'll just kind of help darken everything up just a little bit before I put my lashes on. I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to throw on my lashes, we'll come back, and then we'll play around with these Trixie Mattel lipsticks. And we're back, lashes are done. The lashes I'm using are my Tony 3D Faux Mink lashes. These are the Natural Doll Medium. I thought these were just really pretty lashes to go with this look. They're nice and full and thick and flirty. Just love these. I also added a little bit of campfire kindling right into this little inner area corner here, kind of around that tear duct, blending into the pink matte shade. But let's go ahead and move on to the lipsticks that I'm going to be using today are from Trixie Mattel, Trixie Cosmetics. They're the Insider Collection. Trixie Mattel loves the color pink. She loves Barbie, so everything that she does, her packaging and everything, is Barbie doll inspired. This is the card that came with the package. On the back, you see there are 3 glosses and there are 2 lipsticks. I did not get the glosses. You guys know I don't do glosses or lip balms, lip oils, or anything like that, but I did get both lipsticks. They are in Stacy's Mom and Bauble. This is the box that the lipsticks came packaged in, and oh my god, it is so cute. Like I said, everything she does is Barbie inspired. You have the T for Trixie in their hearts, and this box is so cute that I'm keeping it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm going to figure out something. On the inside, this design in here reminds me a lot of vintage Barbie dolls, like what you would see in the back of the boxes, you know, that the doll sat in. Just so much detail that went in to this packaging. And these are the lipstick boxes. This is Stacy's Mom and Bauble. Stacy's Mom is like a hot pink shade. Bauble is a coral peachy shade. Once again, beautiful detail that went into the packaging. These are what the actual lipsticks looks like. These are the tubes. They're nice and pink. They're shaped like hearts. You have the letter T up there for Trixie. I'm gonna do like a little close-up of that. You have the gold around the edges when you open it up. As you can see, it's gold and there's a letter T there. This shade is Bauble. This is the shade that I used in the first video, and it's also the shade that I'm going to use in this one. But that is what it looks like. It's just a nice, beautiful, matte, peachy coral. I'm gonna do a little swatch. And that's what it looks like. Just a beautiful Barbie, matte, corally, peachy shade. And then this one is Stacy's Mom. And that's what it looks like up close. Just a beautiful, hot, pink kind of a shade. Let me go ahead. I'm going to swatch this one too. This one I have not used yet. But there's the swatch for that one. There's Bauble, and this is Stacy's Mom. Like I said, I'm going to be using Bauble today. But as you can see, these are straight matte lipsticks. There is no glitter, shimmer, luminescence, glossiness, anything like that. These are straight matte. I've lined my lips with my Colourpop Lippie pencil. This one is in Bumble. It's kind of a nudie shade. I thought it would go really well with this look. Now I'm going to take Bauble, and I'm going to fill in my lips. I absolutely love how this shade looks on me. It's just a very natural, kind of a peachy shade. Kind of my lips, but better. And that is my look using the KimChi Chic X Naomi Smalls eyeshadow palette and the Trixie Mattel matte lipsticks. If you noticed when I talked about the eyeshadow palette, I did mention that there were 2 liquid glitter eyeshadows and a blush and highlight palette. I didn't get any of those. I knew that I would not get much use out of the liquid glitter eyeshadows, and I always pull for like single blush and highlighter, so more than likely I would have used this palette in this video and then never used it again, so it just wasn't worth for me to get it. But I know that the eyeshadow palette, the blush and highlighter palette, I think everything within this Naomi Smalls X KimChi collection is currently sold out, but I do believe they're going to be be restocking it at least once. I'll have all the information linked down below so you guys can go check that out. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit subscribe and join my little family. And if you would like to be notified of any videos that may be coming up in the future, just be sure to tap the notification bell down below. You'll be notified each and every time. Take care of yourself, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.